Okay, we're live.
Oh no. What do I do?
Well, I shared my screen already, so watch, I guess, and
Okay.
join me for this Ace Attorney Dual Destiny stream.
Is the stream supposed to be a black screen?
Is it supposed to be a black screen?
Hold on. Let me refresh.
I was gonna say
There it goes.
I was sharing my screen.
You are, but I was wondering more of the stream itself.
Oh, okay,
Because I had Twitch open.
gotcha.
And I just needed to refresh. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I was surprisingly not making fun of you in the slightest about screen share.
for once,
Like
I remembered
The
the screen
one time.
share.
like
Hello,
the
Darkest
one
Mustard.
time I didn't do that. Sad, I know. I should do it anyway.
You should.
Because it would be funny.
Funny.
Funny. Where is it? Where is it?
Thankfully, I don't think I need to do that much talking right off the bat, because we're about to interrogate Athena. Al's
that's where we
here.
left off. For some reason, I thought we left off right before court, even though that's
No,
that is
we-
incorrect.
we stopped early because we were like right before talking with Athena, which was the last thing we need to do, but you said it was going to take a while, and I was like, that's cool. Let's end it here. It's Al and Cloud.
Whoa,
I am
Dave.
sick right now, so you're gonna have to
Cloud.
bear with me with my voices, because they're not gonna sound that good. Okay,
This goes here.
I'm gonna suck on some cough drops and do my best.
Cloud, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Leo, what the hell are you
Leo.
doing? All right, let's play this fucking game. Nope,
Yeah,
this is the
what do you-
wrong capture.
What
There
do
we
you think
go.
You're doing, Cloud?
I was still on Minish Cap mode.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, instead of this, it looked like this. And this is my Minish Cap screen. Although it actually perfectly fits the screen, the save data screen. Just cuts out
Convenient.
the surrounding. It's the exact size of a Game Boy Advance screen, almost.
Cloud thinks he's playing Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth on his Nintendo Switch family of entertainment systems.
A likely story.
Weird. Yeah.
Alright. Let's do this shit.
There's no proof to these allocations, though.
Allocations.
Allocations.
Cloud got accused of allocations. Cloud has allocations against him.
He's
God.
allocating Patreon funds. I did it. I isolated. Oh, right. We have to fucking do shit now. Well, my side project's done. So she was right by my side only a few short hours ago. But I feel like I haven't seen her in ages. Like,
I keep forgetting that
Two-
court was this morning.
it was like 2-3 weeks. Oh, Mr. Wright.
Athena's here. Behind bars.
And Pearly, too.
Oh, fuck. I do have a character to voice in this scene.
I was gonna say, Nick has to have some sort of sidekick, even though
It's required by law.
They got rid of Trucy, the correct sidekick for Pearly, who is Pearls is great. I love Pearls. Everyone loves Pearls.
But
Trucy has a better
Trucy,
voice.
yeah.
Yeah. I knew you would come. After all, the first step is the interview with the defendant. Oh, yeah, first step. Mm-hmm. Anyway, and because you're my friend. That's not right. Because you're my employee, and I was worried about you. That sounds better. Thanks, boss. I'm not the only one who's worried either. Really? Who else? I saw Miss Woods today. She was so beside herself. She came to find me.
She was so beside herself, she came.
She came
to find me.
She told me you used to live in the Cosmos Space Center. You were practically homeless. No wonder you knew so much about the place. And no wonder you never went to public school. Oh, so you know, huh? I'm sorry I didn't tell you. That's all right. But there is some other things I'd like to ask you. Sure. You can ask me anything. I promise I won't keep any more secrets from you. Let me make sure there's no psych lock.
The
no
day of the
Cyclops.
crime.
Tell me about the day Clay was murdered. How many toilets were you cleaning? I was actually at the Space Center that day, cleaning their toilets. In the Space Museum. Right where the culprit fled to? That's not good. I never could fully deal with what happened 7 years ago. That was the 90s.
It was not. It really wasn't.
No way you look around it. 7 years ago was not the 90s. And yet, it was the summer of ska.
It was the summer of ska. That was 10 years ago. During the summer of ska.
That was 10 years ago.
See, now we can make that joke because Splatoon, the summer that Splatoon came out was the summer of ska for us. Yeah. And now it was 10 years ago, thus completing the joke circle.
Here we are, baby. And now I can say that was the 90s. But it wasn't. It was 2014.
2015.
2016.
2019.
2030. The summer of ska. The 90s. But when I saw the center again during the news coverage of the Hat 2 launch, I thought maybe if I went there, things would be different this time. Bathroom break? All right. Turn the fucking stream off, Jack. Right in time for you to say something.
Oh,
Bathroom
boy.
Break.
Perfect. That must have taken a lot of courage to face your past like that.
So, I went to the Space Museum the evening before the explosions. This was before the launch pads had been switched. There was that sign that said closed for repairs, and they weren't letting anybody in. Yeah, the director couldn't very well switch the pads if there was people in there. But I snuck in anyway. Did you want to see that Hat 1 group photo? The one with your mother in it? I did. What I really wanted to see was her jacket. That jacket on display. That was Dr. Yikes's? Hat 1 exhibit update in the court record. But I should have known it wouldn't be easy to get over such a traumatic experience. The second I saw that jacket, it all came rushing back to me. Everything around me went hazy, and I couldn't see. I tried to get out of there somehow. But I guess I passed out. When I came to, I was in the passage behind the rocket. I was in the shadows where people couldn't really see me. Maybe you got confused and went the wrong way when you were trying to leave?
How long do you think you were unconscious, Athena?
I was out until about noon of the next day. I didn't even know about the explosions. When I woke up, nobody was around, so I just went out into boarding lounge 2.
Oh my god, Landon, you know what I just realized?
What did you just realize, Jack?
We are 3 weeks away from a new Streetlight Manifesto album. Then it will truly be the summer of ska.
Truly, we're having
once again
another summer ska, folks.
We're fucking about
to. You guys
to.
don't even know. You guys don't even fucking know.
What is the? Is that also the first day of summer?
Is it the 21st?
No, it's 4 days after. The 20th is the first day of summer this year, and it comes out on the 24th. But still,
but that's not the song, Jack.
I'm drawing a blank. What song?
June 21st.
Oh, June 20. I was racking my brain for fucking references to like the first day of summer or on like through Streetlight Manifesto songs that like my brain was not even registering that.
They don't have one. Jeff Rosenstock has one.
That's true. Yeah. Anyway.
Speaking of them, I need to see about tickets.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta buy your tickets for that soon. That's coming up.
If it's not already sold out.
Hopefully not. I don't think
Don't
it is.
mind me, folks. I'm buying tickets. It's in July. Where's it? Yeah, it's in July for us. Tickets,
Damn.
Rosen Theater. Boom.
You guys get that early.
Hell yeah, I do. 8 p.m. Oh my god. Oh, it's on a Saturday. Never mind.
Perfect.
That was almost a no. I already said that line.
Okay.
I can get reserved seating. In the balcony, I can be an old man.
Hell yeah.
I'm so excited for that. Hell yeah.
Let's see.
My mind must have still been fuzzy, because my memory is vague after that. I don't remember how I got home.
Oof. I just looked up, because you mentioned Streetlight. When you said you were looking for tickets, I thought you were looking up Jeff Rosenstock.
Oh, is that sold out?
I don't know. It looks like it is not. I pulled it up. But that's on a Monday for you. October 6th. But it's Pup and Jeff Rosenstock.
But here's the deal.
What?
I have that's during the middle of my 12 weeks of parental leave. So
oh shit! So you can do it.
I can do it, and I will definitely still feel bad the next day.
But still, you won't have to work.
It's true. I will have to do housework and watch children, but that's even worse than going to work.
I sent you a link to the tickets for that.
Yeah,
that's at the.
I'll have to see.
That's at the Crystal Ballroom.
Yeah, that's a good one. Anyway,
all right.
Hi, folks.
Let's resume Ace Attorney.
No memory, huh? This is gonna be rough. Which means, what if I'm the one who killed Clay? I think that's enough of that, Athena. Let's talk about something else. Come on, Pearls? What do I call you?
It's Pearls.
Pearls? I'm coming up with all the good answers, all the great questions. So, during the entire incident, she was unconscious in the Space Museum. Of course I believe her. I think. But will anybody else? What kind of research was Dr. Yikes, your mother, doing? Darkest Mustard's back. Darkest Mustard, you missed like the most beautiful part of the stream where we derailed the entire game and just talked about Splatoon, the Summer of Ska, and going to see Streetlight Manifesto and Jeff Rosenstock.
Yeah. So
now you're caught up.
Now you're caught up.
I probably said like 4 lines of dialogue while you were gone.
Yeah.
Machines that could tell people's emotions by their tone of voice. And my special ability. Someday, when people travel to distant planets, their companions will be robots. So, she said they had to be able to understand how their human companions felt. And then enslave them.
Wow. Robots that can understand people.
And enslave them. I was just a convenient subject for her research. All she ever did was work. And she never paid any attention to me. Oh, sorry about that. Dredging up all that old stuff. No need to apologize. I guess her home life was complicated.
Did he snicker in his brain?
He did.
He thinks this is funny.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Miss Wood said something about you always wearing headphones.
Flashback. I'm surprised it wasn't in black and white to indicate that it was a flashback, but it definitely was.
Miss Woods is not here. Unless she got arrested again. She might have. Third time's the charm. I had to wear them every time I went out. Oh, I hated them so much. But she wouldn't listen.
What were they for?
Oh, she gave me some kind of explanation. But I don't remember now. It was too difficult for a little kid to understand. Also, you know, she never taught me anything. She said she was going to homeschool me. And that's why I never went to public school. But, yeah, she never did that either.
Fucking bitch.
Okay. Yeah, fucking bitch. Glad she's dead. I'd kill her again, too. Wait, what? Okay, but let me say this one thing. Also, breaking news. Freaker Friday's coming out on August 8th. I saw the trailer and it looks really good.
Does that have Freddy Freaker in it?
I don't think your mother only thought of you as some handy subject for her research. Freakier Friday. It starts with one thing. I don't know why.
It doesn't even matter how hard you try.
Oh no. What did we bring ourselves into? I said that line.
I know.
Thank you. I want to believe that. But just about the only thing my mother left me with our widget. And this earring that I flick all the time.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's made of a piece of real moon rock she had for research. Maybe she did love me in her own way. That bitch. I'm sure of it. I'm really sure she did. Because that's what I want to believe, too. Love is only real if you don't believe it. So, believe it. I'd better ask her a little more about her mother's research. I should show her that paper I found in the robotics lab. Come on, Phoenix, that's no fun. Phoenix, remember the days when we would just have to present everything in our inventory?
Yeah. So what are we presenting?
The paper you found on the desk in her research lab.
Aha.
That's a statement.
Yeah.
You want to present robots with a heart.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And I can make dinner. Daddy's got you.
Fucking.
Oh.
Help. That's right. Oh, the Ponko series. You must have gone to the robotics lab. You seem to really love Ponko and Klonko. Yeah, my mother made them, and I grew up around them, you know.
Oh, there's one of those cute little robots in this photo, too.
Ha ha. See Ponko's bandages? I put those on her. I just wound them around and around. Pretty bad job, huh? But I really put my all into it. I hardly left the center in those days, so I didn't have any human friends besides Junie. I don't really understand the difference between robots and... I didn't really understand the difference between robots and people back then. I thought if a robot broke, bandaging it would help it get better. What a weirdo I was. Blue text. What a weirdo she still is. Looks like there's something written on the bandages. Yeah, I wrote stuff like, "Get well soon, Ponko." But in the end, my mom just put her on the operating table and fixed her in a flash.
Oh, that must be the thing I made. Oh, that must be the thing I made move in the robotics lab.
I was so impressed by what my mom did. I even asked her if she would put me on the table and fix me up if I ever got hurt. It looked just like magic to me what she could do. A little girl who grew up around robots. She seems to have some good memories of it.
7 years ago.
On a different subject, did you hear about the person holding up the Space Center? Yes, a little. And this person has even taken hostages? I guess I better spare her the news about Trucy. Well, after some negotiating, we agreed to do a retrial of the case from 7 years ago. What? You're kidding me. So that means Prosecutor Blackwell might... Yup, I know he's innocent. I just have to prove it. So,
That's Phoenix.
wait. I know. So, wait. Did you know him back then? Yes. He used to come visit my mom a lot. She was his weed dealer. He studied psychology fuck under her and would sometimes ask for advice on his legal cases. He was very kind and considerate. And straight as an arrow. Unlike now, where he's more twisted than a basket of snakes. That's why I took the witness stand during his trial 7 years ago. Please, you have to listen to me. He didn't kill her. His heart is screaming that he didn't kill her. I was a fool. How could anybody else know what I was talking about? She heard the voice of his heart.
You were only 11 then, right? You were very brave just to give testimony.
Pearls is right. You did the very best you could at the time. But nothing I said did any good. I was a shaking and scared little girl, small and ineffectual.
God, sounded like Mickey Mouse. Oh!
Huh? Small and ineffectual. Uh-huh.
What happened?
Even after I went to live with my relatives in Europe, I stayed closed up in my shell. Uh-huh.
It's just kind of the voice of, what's her name from, Ghost Trick.
Kind of. Except she was way worse than that.
Yeah.
Even after I went to live with my relatives in Europe, I
You
still
said the
stayed
line
closed
already.
up in my shell. Yeah, but I said it as Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, it's fair. But you're different now. You're always so bright and cheerful.
You're supposed to be bright and cheerful.
What the fuck did I tell you?
That's because one day I came to realize that I had to fight. I couldn't give up. I exercised hard and I studied hard. I wanted to become the strongest lawyer I could.
Why you became a lawyer?
I wanted to save Simon, but I had no idea how. Then I met Mr. Wright, and thanks to him, I realized that if I became a lawyer, I could prove that Simon was innocent. I also realized that psychology fuck could help me do this. I mean, psychology fuck was my mother's specialty. when I studied it. I felt like she was there with me, supporting me. It doesn't seem like Athena knows that Prosecutor Blackwell is due to be executed tomorrow. I wanted to prove Simon's innocence personally. I wanted to do it so bad. Even now, I want to fly out of here and go save him. Flashback. Actually, no. Come to think
Blue
of it,
text.
she said something like that during the Famous Legal Academy trial. She mentioned there was somebody she wanted to save. She must have been talking about Prosecutor Blackwell. Oh, don't hit your head. I heard some prison guards say that they had an interview with Simon. How was he? What did he say? No, I can't tell her. But how could I lie to Athena?
Literally, how?
How? He was doing well. He was happy about the possibility of being proven innocent.
That's bullshit. He's never happy.
Shit, she's right. He was? I wonder if he smiled like he used to back then. If I can't prove Prosecutor Blackwell's innocence in this trial, I don't think Athena will ever forgive me. I just have to free him. Failure is not an option here. Also because he shows up in a case in the next game, so it's very
Oh god,
important that
Fulbright.
Ah, thought you might be here. I changed my voice again. Mr. Lawyer, we're in trouble.
I feel like there are certain phrases that like get you into character for certain characters. Like it's for Fulbright, it's him saying, "Mr. Lawyer."
Actually, it's more injustice we trust.
That too.
Yeah, because that's his catchphrase.
That
Whereas
is
the judge,
it's beef stew.
beef stew. We are? What is it? Is it this baby that's crying in my hands? I couldn't find a single open courtroom. They're all in session. Meh.
Oh no! But this is an emergency.
What are you gonna do? Punch someone?
Pearl is always ready to punch someone.
Alright, I'm going to go abandon this child. Hold on.
Oh, what a good way to phrase that. Oh, how are you guys doing? The new area I am in Digimon is a bustling city that's on fire, and I'm thinking of Sonic 06 line, the whole city's on fire! That tornado's carrying a car!
I've abandoned the children.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, both of them now. I decided, even though I'm only looking at one, I'm done with both of them.
Yep.
It's very difficult to interrupt a trial once it's underway. Oh, it's Trucy. It's from Trucy. That's you, Jack.
This is fucking... What's her name? Aura.
Aura, but it might be... Is it in
Voice...
Robot?
No,
it's not in Robot.
It's not in Robot. We'll just assume it's voice modulated. I told you I'd give you 1 hour. I guess it's time to pick one of the hostages.
No, wait. We still have a little more time. Besides, all the courtrooms are being used right now. Well...
Make all the excuses you want, but you won't get more time. Your daughter is first. The poor thing. She's a little too young to die, don't you think?
Daddy, help! No! Don't you dare hurt her! There has to be something I can do. Daddy! Help! She's going to tickle me to death. The cruelest injustice is about to befall us.
No, this can't be happening. Mystic Maya, help us. Maya?
No. Wait a minute. Maya? Mantis?
Psycho Mantis.
I read somewhere flashback.
Flashback.
I read somewhere flashback. Flashback. A courtroom blew up. That's it. There is a courtroom we can use after all.
Okay, time's up. Too bad. Any last words you'd like to say to her?
Daddy, help. Hold it. Aura, please don't add to the crimes you've already committed.
This isn't Aura.
Oh.
So you know who I am, do you? It wasn't like I was trying to keep it a secret anyway, with the voice modulator and everything.
We're ready to start the trial. We can hold it in the ruins of courtroom no period 4, comma. The one that blew up by the bomber.
What? It almost looked like Pearl fell into place. I think she just, like, appeared out of nowhere. There was, like, one frame where she just did not exist.
She just, like...
appeared.
Dropped in from the ceiling.
It looks like she did. Oh, what a wonderful idea, Mr. Nick.
She'd come crashing through the ceiling to say that. I never would have thought of that. An astonishing trial in an astonishing location. It's got my justice boner all bonerific. I guess it's only fitting. I'll go get the place ready right away.
I haven't heard the word bonerific in fucking years.
Well, we have to bust it out every once in a while. I feel like that was a good moment to just bust that.
You know what? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Do you also agree that busting makes you feel good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Feel good. Feel good. I didn't actually pick the place for its astonishing factor. How about it? Are you ready to have your brother's innocence proven?
My brother? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention, it's not Simon you'll be defending.
What? What? Not Prosecutor Blackwell?
I indict Athena Yikes on the charge of murdering her own mother. You'll be defending the little princess there, the one behind the glass.
What?
See you in that mountain of rubble you've chosen for our courtroom, Mr. Wright. What is she talking about? Athena?
Oh, of course. Why didn't it ever occur to me before? If Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent, somebody else had to have been the true culprit. Did I kill my own mother? No. No!
Black
Oh,
Cyclops.
shit.
Damn.
Ugh. No way. It can't be true.
Mr. Nick, what's the matter?
I see 5 black Cyclocks. I've seen these kind of locks before. Dark, black locks protecting a secret hidden deep inside a person's heart. And there's no way to remove them.
Ooh. To be continued.
We did it, folks.
We did it, folks.
We are 1/3 away through this case.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's just trial now.
That's true. We're done investigating.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue.
We're done with the titular mitigating.
Oh shit, it's 3:11 p.m.
Oh shit.
I did a little research. I looked into those special Cyclocks you mentioned, Mr. Nick.
Why are you here still?
No.
I mean,
I assume they came here together.
you did? That's great. I really appreciate it.
A red Cyclock protects a secret a person is consciously trying to hide.
Uh-huh.
If the person folds under questioning, the lock breaks and the truth comes out.
Yep, that's exactly how I got the truth out of Detective Fulbright and Director Cosmos. And let's
Larry
see.
Butts.
Larry Butts.
And Wendy Oldbag.
Wendy Oldbag. Lotta Hart. Shout out to Lotta Hart.
Uh-huh.
MVP. Frog Afro in the chat.
But a black Cyclops protects a secret from the deepest place in a person's heart.
Pretty sure I broke one of your Cyclops once, Pearls.
A secret that that person isn't even consciously aware of.
Let's see, who else? Oh, you're talking. Sorry. So they don't even know it's there?
No, not quite. Try again.
So I don't even see them?
Okay.
So even they don't know it's there.
Athena isn't trying to keep anything from you on purpose.
That bitch.
For some reason, part of her heart and her memories are sealed off, even from herself.
Okay. So all I have to do is break the Cyclops. Easy.
According to my research,
Don't make this harder.
a black Cyclops is like a heavy chain wrapped directly around one's heart.
So if I break it, we kill her.
If they are ripped off by force, it could cause permanent damage to a person's soul.
Fuck. In other words, if I'm not careful, I could traumatize Athena for good. Yeah. I mean, gulp. Pearls, could you stay by Athena's side? She must be suffering under the weight of such a heavy burden. Also, Jack needs less people to talk. Like when we enter that other room.
I mean, I'm going to have to voice Edgeworth in the next scene, but... Yeah.
I know. That's why you need less people to talk.
Yeah. All right. But will you be all right by yourself, Mr. Nick?
Probably. I'm up against Edgeworth. I have to be able to give this trial all of my focus and strength. Just like every night in bed.
And you can't do that if I'm there. I'll just hold you back.
No, that's not it. I just meant I can relax and concentrate if I knew you were with Athena. You're the only one who can do it, Pearls. Maya's gone. Trucy's about to get shot. Apollo's...
Somewhere.
I don't know.
All
I'm not
right.
paying him right now.
I'll do it then. Good luck, Mr. Nick.
I really need to get better friends if Pearls is the most capable of the lot.
A 17-year-old girl.
Jesus Christ. Fucking Larry sucks ass. Gumshoe's busy running a Taco Bell. That's all of my friends. Jesus Christ. Good. Now that my mind is at ease, I'd better get ready. I'll just tidy up the evidence and take out what I don't need. Hey, guard.
Throw this in the
take
trash.
this. Yeah.
Take this, take this, take this, take this, take this.
How many pieces of evidence am I
Take
getting
this.
rid of? Oh, more.
Okay, I'm done.
It's time to end this nightmare that started 7 years ago. December 20th, District Court, Courtroom No. 4. Defense, prosecution, and judge. There are even people in the gallery. Grilly.
Oh, they grilling?
Oh, they grilling.
I mean, they do have an open roof. We can grill in here.
We could grill in here. The roof has been completely blown off, and the walls have collapsed. But today, this ruin is my battleground.
Oh, hell yeah, an open-air stadium.
Hell yeah. Love a good open-air stadium. What kind of turf do you think they use? Natural, artificial? Oh, okay. Beef stew. Court, or thumb. Thumb. That's the word I should have fucking messed up on.
You saw the word that was coming ahead, and it made you screw up the word before it. Because I don't know how to pronounce it either. Facsimile?
Yeah, I think that should be facsimile. Anyway, court. Hold on. Beef stew. Beef stew. Beef stew. Just imagining beef stew. Okay. I will not say thumb. I will not say thumb. Beef stew. Okay. Court or some facility thereof.
Facility.
Did I say facility?
Yeah.
I meant some thumbfility thereof is now in session for the trial of Athena. Yikes.
Not a facsimile, old man. This is a proper official trial. Take this more seriously, or you'll start hearing the bones of the hostages snap.
Help. Please try not to upset Miss Blackwell. I'm begging you.
It's a good thing the benches are perfectly intact.
Yeah. Court is now in session for the very serious and very proper trial of Athena Yikes. A very silly
Oh, he did the thing.
girl.
Oh, look at him. This is no trial. It's nothing more than a ridiculous farce. What? What did you say?
No help. Edgeworth. Did you not hear what I just said to his honor?
However, this ridiculous farce has a very important meaning for our legal system. Recall the case of the Year 1 incident, in which a prosecutor was found guilty of murder.
Actually, we were calling it the ultra rare one.
Oh yeah, that's true. The case ushered in the odious dark age of the law. I see what you're after. If we can find the real truth behind that case today. Precisely. The darkness will be dispelled and glory shall be restored to the court system.
Man, the only way we're going to be able to have more outrageous cases is if we go to a whole different country.
Damn.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. A whole fourth country. Prosecutor Blackwell, you sound as if
Prosecutor
you know
Blackwell?
something. Prosecutor, I'm so used to just saying Prosecutor Blackwell. Right
Yeah.
now. Prosecutor Edgeworth, you sound as if you know something of this truth.
I do indeed. A new suspect has emerged in the Ultra Rare 1 case.
Ooh.
For 7 years, Simon Blackwell has refused to speak in order to cover for someone else.
Brace yourself, Phoenix. Here it comes.
I'm sorry, Wright, but the situation is what it is. I must do what I must. The prosecution moves to indict Athena Yikes on the count of murder in the first degree.
Oh no. To be continued. Oh,
I love the 7 people that are here.
I intend
Yeah.
to question the defendant with all I have. For that is a part of my creed.
Then you'd better bring it.
If the two of you are ready. Court is now in session for the trial of Athena Sykes.
That's Yikes, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
the defense was born ready.
The prosecution is also ready.
Hell yeah.
let's go, baby. Nostalgia at its finest.
This is one of the coolest parts of the game.
Only second to the whale.
True, true.
Yeah. Immense tension between this immense tension between us. It's like we're picking up right where we left off from last night.
It's my duty to clear Prosecutor Blackwell of false accusations and end this insanity.
But I have no intention of losing Miss Yikes either. She's a very promising young lawyer. She just needs to go to school first. I know without a doubt that Athena is innocent. But I don't think Prosecutor Blackwell did it either. So,
Flashback.
flashback.
Oh, flashback! A spy.
A spy. The true culprit is a spy. It's going to be hard to convince anyone of that when I barely believe it myself. But I don't have a choice if I want to save Athena and Blackwell and expose the spy. Now then, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. See, if he had said Chief Prosecutor last time...
No need for the chief prosecutor bit, Your Honor.
I'm gonna say it anyway.
I am here as a simple prosecutor.
Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. Very well. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. Although I've been known of late to give an impressive opening statement myself.
In all the trials I have ever seen, only the prosecution gives an opening statement.
Oh, of course. You're right. I was just joking. Just having a little fun. So he wasn't doing them just out of fear? Interesting.
Let's start with a brief overview of the Ultra Rare 1 incident. The incident occurred at the Cosmos Space Center 7 years ago, on October 7th. The victim, psychologist Metis Yikes, was killed in the robotics lab on the 4th floor.
Athena's mother. That bitch.
Simon Blackwell, a young prosecutor at the time, was found guilty of the crime. There were two deciding factors that led to his guilty verdict. 1. Blackwell was the only person in the corridor to the lab at the time of the murder. And 2. This photo, which captured the moment of the crime. Excuse me.
Very incriminating evidence indeed. Guilty.
Easy.
Easy. It would appear that the only conclusion is that Prosecutor Blackwell did indeed...
Are you-
Okay.
Are you kidding me? I'm not accepting any conclusion of the kind. This opening statement is over. Now, hurry up and call the witness.
Excuse me, Miss Blackwell, but we must follow proper procedure of these things. You know?
You know?
You know?
Or perhaps we should heed her wishes, Your Honor. She is the trial's sponsor, after all. Besides, the courtroom is chilly, and sitting for too long can't be good for your back.
Father, help!
It is 5 days to Christmas, so it's probably pretty
It is.
cold outside.
Oh, you're very kind to show such concern for the welfare of the elderly. But don't worry, I have my
Piping hot
Pot.
bowl of beef stew to keep me warm.
I have a giant pot of beef stew right here in front of me. As skilled as ever at playing the court puppeteer, I see.
The prosecution calls its first witness. A witness who decided to bring a witness who decided to bring forth new testimony after 7 long years.
New testimony? And just who is this witness anyway? Bobby Fulbright's the name. In justice we trust. What are you doing here? I'm just here to speak for the hostage taker, Miss Aura Blackwell. She says she's too busy, what with confining and threatening the hostages and all. That doesn't seem to stop her from constantly chiming in through Clonko.
I'm nothing more than an observer in this. Do your best. I'm watching you.
See? My point.
Believing her brother innocent, Miss Blackwell has been conducting her own investigation. And though her current actions are hardly lawful, I think we can at least hear her theory.
I have here Miss... Hold on. It sucks when I have to do Fulbright and the judge at the same time.
Yeah.
I have here Miss Blackwell's notes on the investigation she conducted. And I'll be giving testimony based on these notes. Watch me go.
I was about to say. Watch
Here
me
I
go.
Watch me go.
I like how even in the ruins of the courtroom, we still get the super disinterested looking lady in the background.
Yeah. Why am I here? Simon isn't the murderer. He was trying to cover for someone. Someone else was at the scene at the time they say Simon committed the murder. I mean, if he really was out to steal that moon rock, then why the rolling case? Because he was using it to hide someone inside. That's why. And the only person small enough to fit inside that case was Athena. Yikes. And that's Miss Blackwell's theory. It totally goes in the face of the official ruling. Huh. About the case she mentions, there was other ruling cases like that one in the lab. But they're not for traveling. They're apparently for moving parts and equipment. I vaguely remember seeing 3 cases, all different sizes. At the last trial, they thought that Prosecutor Blackwell used the case to steal the rock. And they had a pretty good reason to think that, too. You see, there's a security camera in the corridor that leads to the robotics lab. Oh, that's okay.
Vegetable paella with sausage inside.
Ooh, that sounds good. It looks good. Thank you. And that camera captured footage of Blackwell leaving the scene with the case. I can see why the footage helped to bring his trial to a quick end. It's very convincing, that's for sure. That case, by the way, was later discovered outside on the Space Center grounds. Speaking of after the incident, where was the defendant, Athena Yikes, found?
She was found on the 5th floor of the Space Center in the in the Yikes family residence. Prosecutor Blackwell most likely brought her there after the incident. In addition, it's unknown whether Miss Yikes was at the estimated time of death.
Miss Yikes was too confused by the shock of her mother's death to give proper testimony. And there was no witness or evidence to tell us where she might have been. So what you're saying is Miss Yikes didn't have an alibi?
That is what the evidence is saying, yes.
I understand the reasoning behind the theory, but I am far from convinced. The victim is the accused mother. Are you actually claiming an 11-year-old girl?
Of course, the girl had a very strong motive.
Dr. Yikes was a psychological...
Not quite.
Not quite, Fulbright. Dr. Yikes was a psychologist who wrote many papers about speech and emotions. You're aware of Athena Yikes' special ability, aren't you, Your Honor? Are you referring to that therapy thing? Yes, she does. She's done it quite a few times in court. That therapy thing.
The ability to read emotions from speech and the subject of her mother's research.
Well, as long as it benefits society, I don't see any particular problem researching it. I don't like where this is heading. Not one bit.
Dr. Yikes was so intent on her research, she forced her daughter to undergo experiments.
Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. Are you seriously suggesting that Athena is a test tube clone baby?
I've done my best to be delicate, but even you can't deny it to be true, Mr. Wright. No longer able to withstand the anguish of the experiments, Miss Yikes felt her only choice was to kill her own mother.
Ah, I burnt my tongue on this pizza bagel. Order! Order in the court. What a tragic story. I hardly want to believe it myself. How could Mr. Wright not share pizza bagels with the rest of the courtroom? For that, I will hold Mr. Wright in contempt of court. But we must proceed. Mr. Wright, if you could, Detective Fulbright, please refer to the notes.
All right.
All right. I think I'm going to press on statement 5.
Okay. Which means we have to scroll through all of them. There's no time for games. Farewell. Blackwell's not here, Cloud.
That's because he left.
Hold it!
Yeah, I'm going to press on that. But there's nothing more than But that's nothing more than conjecture. It's hardly the only possibility. In that case, what do you think Prosecutor Blackwell had in that case? I think it was the moon rock.
Objection! There were 3 cases at the scene, but Prosecutor Blackwell used the largest one. The moon rock was egg-shaped and only about 8 inches in diameter. It wouldn't have made any sense to use the largest case there just to move that rock.
Objection!
Be that as it may, it doesn't prove Miss Yikes was inside.
Then let me ask you this. Can you come up
Okay.
with a better theory of what was in the case?
Well, Mr. Wright, can you? Sykes, give a guy some time to think. Let's see. Should I try to bluff my way through what could have been in the case?
Bluff?
Yes, of course. Of course, we're gonna bluff.
Always.
Always choose bluff. I know exactly what Prosecutor Blackwell carried from the scene. I should have to find something else that was missing, right? No sweat. Oh. I'd be very interested in hearing your theory. If it's true, that is. This is a crime scene photo taken after Prosecutor Blackwell left, correct? All we have to do is compare this with... this photo of Prosecutor Blackwell to see what's missing. If he took something with him, then it should be in one of these photos. Lady Luck, Don't fail me now. All right then, Mr. Wright. Let us hear your theory. What did prosecutor take from the scene of the murder?
Is it the robot arm?
It is the robot arm.
Take that!
Please notice that there is a robot part on the top of the cart in this photo. However, in this photo, taken after the crime, the robot part is gone. In other words, this part is something that this part is something that was taken from the scene of the crime. You do appear to be right. I don't see it in the second photo. Picture photo. But it's just a piece of junk. How important could it be? Is it really just an insignificant robot part? Speaking of which...
What are you looking at? I'm going to start charging for each glance per eyeball.
Stingy, stingy. What happened to the age of free previews? Ahem. Your Honor, about this robot part. Doesn't it look like it could be an arm from that robot there?
That little pointy thing
Over
right there.
Right there. Well, now that you mention it, it does, doesn't it? But the case is still too big to be practical for just the moon rock and a robot arm. But was it really just one arm that was in there? If it wasn't Athena in the case, then maybe. I believe there was another robot at the scene that looked just like the one here. Your Honor, it is the defense's assertion that it was this other robot that was in the case. What?
Objection!
We can't be certain that part belonged to a robot. Yes, it looks like the arm of one before us, but it could be something else entirely. Besides, it's wrapped entirely in bandaging, making it difficult to verify what it is.
Nuh-uh, stupid face. That's his objection line now. I know for a fact that it is a robot arm. I can't even say which robot it belongs to. Oh, just by looking at it. With this information, we can investigate whether it was there at the time or not. But Mr. Wright, I thought you were more of the technologically illiterate side. You don't even know how to eject a Blu-ray from your Blu-ray player.
Shut up. Who told you that?
Shut up. Old man.
What? Why, your daughter did, Mr. Wright.
They did it, Daddy. Well, when did you become such an expert? I feel somehow abandoned. The only thing I know how to start is a crock pot for beef stew. Not to worry, Your Honor. I still know next to nothing about machines. Pearls had to eject the Blu-ray copy of The Phantom Menace.
Now we can finally
know-
watch a second movie.
Yeah, but I know this piece of evidence proves which robot that arm belonged to.
No, not those. Where is it? Okay, is it the Hat 1 exhibit?
It's the Hat 1 exhibit.
Okay. It's so weird because the picture itself is not its own piece of evidence. It's just a part of the exhibit.
It should be.
Yeah.
The robot in this picture is named Ponko. But take a look at Ponko's arm. It was Miss Yikes who bandaged it all up, all like that. Just all like that. She must have thought that machines heal the same way that people do. What an adorable, naive mistake. It reminds me of my own grandchildren. Beef and stew. The robot arm at the crime scene had the same bandaging wrapped around it. In other words, that robot arm could belong to none other than Ponko. Whisper, 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 whisper. Order in the court. Order, I say. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what do you have to say to this?
I concede that the robot is about the same size as a child. But it cannot grab its knees and curl itself up into a ball. Even if it was the largest of the cases, the robot couldn't have possibly fit in there.
Yeah, could be. The case does come up to about mid-thigh on Prosecutor Blackwell. I see your point. The robot is much taller than that. They've got me there. So then, did Prosecutor Blackwell make Ponko? Did Prosecutor Blackwell make Ponko fit into the case by
Dismantling her.
dismantling her? Of course Ponko would fit. All Prosecutor Blackwell had to do was dismantle her. Once taken apart, the robot could have easily fit inside that rolling case.
Flashback. Oh, flashback.
Sounds rather violent, but Mr. Wright does have a point there.
Objection!
Except that there was a body on the table where the robots are dismantled and assembled. There would have been no room to take the robot apart.
But what if it wasn't done on the table? What if the katana was used instead? You mean the sword? Yes, Your Honor. Miss Blackwell, I'd like your opinion as a woman of science. Isn't it true that the katana could have been used to take the robot apart?
I suppose so. Their joints aren't made of a very tough material. A blade could slice through them.
Thank you for your expert opinion, Miss Blackwell. Thanks to you, we now know that the existence of the severed arm in the photo proves that Ponka was taken apart. In addition, since the rest of Ponko was not found at the scene, we can conclude that the true meaning of this photo is very different from the original interpretation. You can't mean... That's exactly what I mean. This photo does not capture the moment of the murder. Is instead a photo of the moment after the robot was sliced apart. The blood you see there, see where the arm was cut off, was transferred there by the bloody katana. Most likely the rest of Ponko is scattered around Prosecutor Blackwell's feet.
Not hearing this.
Therefore, what has transpired inside that case
What was transported?
Transported inside that case was not the defendant, but a robot. Miss Yikes never was at the scene of the crime. Was at the scene at the time of murder.
Nah. Ah. My head, my body. Where am I? Yeah.
Order in the court.
It's true that Ponko was found in pieces after the murder. And I'll admit, I repaired her myself afterwards.
Boom. Case closed. Ponko was the murderer. Yes, I'm finally making some progress. Hopefully, I've gotten at least one step closer.
Good band. Good
Step?
One step closer.
Oh. To proving both Athena and Prosecutor Blackwell's innocence.
Objection!
Well played, Mr. Wright. You've made your point abundantly clear. I concede that it wasn't the defendant inside the rolling case, but the robot.
Alright, what's going on here? It's never good when he plays things this straight.
Because he's anything but.
He's Edgeworth. Does the prosecution withdraw its claim that the defendant was carried from the scene?
No, Your Honor, my claim hasn't changed.
Objection!
But Ponko and Miss Yikes couldn't have both been inside that case.
Objection!
The notion that the case was used to carry Miss Yikes was Miss Blackwell's theory. I have been of a different opinion from the outset. Now I finally have the opportunity to voice my theory. Thanks to the defense.
Edgeworth. He's been one step ahead of me this whole time. In that case, how do you propose the defendant left the crime scene? By walking out? Like some human?
Simple. The footage only shows Prosecutor Blackwell from behind. What's more, he's holding his arm in front of his body as if he were holding something or someone.
Maybe he's just jerking it.
What if?
What if? That's hardly evidence. Maybe he's just jerking it.
I have proof. The surcoat Prosecutor Blackwell was wearing. The victim's...
He's edging to Edgeworth.
Oh my god. The victim's blood was found on the front of it, and the stain had a highly distinctive shape.
A bloodstain? With a distinctive shape? Please continue, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Again.
7 years ago, the defendant was known to constantly wear a certain item, of which there is only one in the world, a special pair of headphones made just for her.
Shit.
Flashback! Again, we saw this earlier. Analysis showed the bloodstain to be in the exact shape as these headphones. In other words, there was no mere blood splatter. Or this was no mere blood splatter. The blood went from the victim's body to the headphones, and then
Maybe she was listening to her heartbeat. Asshole.
was imprinted onto Prosecutor Blackwell's coat like a stamp.
A most gruesome stamp indeed.
Blackwell carried Miss Yikes, who had been hit by the splatter, away from the crime scene. This proves that Athena Yikes was, without question, present at the crime scene. And that concludes the prosecution's argument.
Burnt my tongue again on a pizza bagel. Order! If the defendant was indeed at the scene, it deepens the suspicion against her.
Objection!
But we've shown that the robot was there at the scene as well.
Objection!
I hope you're not making the ridiculous claim that a simple robot was the real murderer.
Oh god, no. I don't really think that, no. But you can't say the possibility isn't there. Detective Fulbright, was the robot questioned at the time? No, I don't see any record of it. I believe it was considered unrelated to the case. Good night, Cloud.
Good night, Cloud.
Have fun playing more Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. And not actually sleeping, because there's no sleep. No one sleeps. But as it turned out, the robot was actually integrally related. I don't know why I said it like that. Your Honor, the defense would like to call Ponko to the stand. A robot witness? Order! Order in the court. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what do you think about this?
Mr. Wright has called all manner of witnesses to the stand over the years.
In fact, just this year, I called a whale to the stand.
So why not a robot? Nothing surprises me anymore with him.
Very well. I will allow the witness. Bailiff, please summon the robot named Ponko. Huzzah, we've gotten through the first testimony.
Yay. Witness, please state your name and occupation.
My name is not Witness. My name is Ponko.
Yes, I realize that. But when you are at the witness stand, you are the witness.
No, I'm not. I'm Ponko. Say it with me. Ponko.
Ponko.
What an utterly inflexible little robot.
You're the last person who should be calling anybody inflexible. He's a bottom. He just sits there.
Yeah, no, he is.
Yeah, no, he is. Ha ha! You remind me of my grandchild who just learned his own name, Beef. Oh, how precious.
All right, Ponko. I'm going to ask you some questions.
Questions? You have questions? Hooray! What are your questions?
I want to know if you were there at the scene of the murder of Metis Yikes. It was 7 years ago, on the 7th of October, around 2 p.m., in the robotics lab.
With the candlestick.
Certainly. Just one moment. Searching data. Search complete. Yes, I was there in the robotics lab.
Wow.
It would seem this robot's testimony is necessary to this case after all.
This is great. I just knew Ponko must have seen something important. A murder committed right before this poor little girl's eyes. It's unexcusable. This human child. This judge seems ready to adopt Ponko as another grandchild. So, little Ponko, do you think you could give us your testimony today? I'll give you a cookie.
I went to the robotics lab around 2 p.m. for my regular recharge. Just as I was about to charge up, Athena came in and hugged Mommy Metis. And then Mommy Metis fell down. After that, I was recharging, so I don't know anything. After I charged up, I was cleaning the room, and Mr. Simon came in. And then an error occurred. There is no data after that point.
Well, it sounds like the defendant was, without a question, at the scene. However, it doesn't appear that the witness saw the actual moment of the murder.
I disagree. This testimony shows that the defendant did indeed commit the crime.
What?
At the end of the day, we mustn't forget that this witness is still a machine. Being a robot, its understanding and capacity to express itself are limited.
So? What are you suggesting?
The witness's statements need to be interpreted. For example, the terms hugged and then later fell down. Adults don't usually fall down from being hugged after being hugged by a child.
They don't. But...
Yes, what this witness's statements are telling us is that the defendant stabbed the victim with the murder weapon during this moment.
What?
Before Miss Yikes hugged Dr. Yikes, did the two of them converse?
Yes, they did. They spoke to each other very loudly, but I don't know what they said. Athena is usually so quiet, so I was surprised.
Spoke very loudly. We can interpret this to mean they argued.
I see. Murder after a heated argument. And then the victim fell down. I agree. That does sound like a reasonable interpretation. Probably wrong, but we'll see. However, Ponko doesn't seem to remember anything that happened after that.
When I am recharging, I go into sleep mode. But I remember everything before that. I have a very good memory.
You may as well admit defeat now, right? A cross-examination would be useless.
Don't be ridiculous. A cross-examination is never used, except for those one times when it is.
Except for the couple dozen times when it is.
Couple dozen times.
Until now.
Like every time.
Think about it. Robots don't lie. This robot is both an important witness and valuable evidence at the same time.
Nevertheless, I will have my cross-examination.
I see you haven't changed. You never were one to worry about wasting time.
Huh. Wasting time by killing myself slowly. Drugs and booze and tobacco companies own me.
Very true.
Well. Yeah. Even if it may be a waste of time, you may proceed, Mr. Wright. I'll show you both just how fruitful any cross-examination can be.
Are we pressing on statement 3?
We are.
I had a feeling.
He had a feeling.
Hold it!
I don't want to delve too deeply here, but could you tell us how the victim appeared and acted at this moment?
Mommy Metis was very surprised when she was hugged. I heard her heart pound.
Her heart?
Mr. Wright, have you forgotten about this document we found in the robotics lab?
Huh?
These robots have a heartbeat detection system.
Now that he mentions it, I do remember reading something like, but I think I threw it away. Oh shit. Words. They detect the presence of people by the sound of their heartbeats. But wait a minute. That means if Dr. Yikes really did die at this moment, Ponko, how was Dr. Yikes after she fell down? Could you still hear the sound of her heartbeat?
Let's see. The moment she fell, her heart was pounding. After that, I don't know. I started recharging just then.
Damn bitch. Of all the unlucky timing, if you had heard anything after that, you could have possibly proven that the hug wasn't actually the moment of murder.
I'm very sorry. I'm afraid I don't know. I'm very sorry.
The robot is designed to go into sleep mode automatically, so it can't be helped. But it does appear that it detected an increased heart rate at the moment of the stabbing.
Yeah.
After Mommy Metis's heart started pounding in surprise, she fell by the window. It was the round window on the workbench side of the room.
The workbench, huh? Ponko must be talking about that table to the right of where the giant robot is now. The judge's replacement in the next game. Is there something critical in Ponko's statement just now?
Yes.
Yes, there always is. Your Honor, I believe this statement is critical. I'd like it added to her testimony. Very well. Ponko, could you please add that statement to your testimony? That's a good little girl. I'm gonna name you Taco Bell. I've got it. I've got her. I'm gonna present the 7-year-old photo.
Yep.
Objection!
Ponko, your statement may have just inspired a breakthrough.
I was helpful? Hooray! I'm so happy.
Just to be sure, let's go over it again, okay? The victim fell near the window on the workbench side of the room. However, her body was discovered on the operating table. But the operating table and the workbench are two different locations. Exactly, Your Honor. We've just learned a new crucial fact. The victim moved.
You didn't say the line.
Oh, what could explain the two very different locations of the body? I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
An 11-year-old girl couldn't have moved the heavy body of an adult. So the only explanation is the victim walked to the operating table herself. In other words, what Ponko observed near the workbench couldn't possibly have been the moment of the murder. Woo, I'm very relieved to hear that. Case closed.
Let's eat Taco Bell.
Glad to know that the murder wasn't committed in front of little Taco Bell here. Yes, as we just heard in the testimony, Miss Yikes hugged her mother, nothing more.
Objection!
Right. It's been 8 years, but you're still just as green as ever.
Green? I can't recall ever seeing Mr. Wright in anything but a blue suit. Hey, blue's my favorite color. What can I say?
If the defendant couldn't move the body herself, she could have done it. She could have had it moved for her.
Moved for her? But Miss Yikes and Dr. Yikes were the only ones there.
I agree. Since this robot is equipped with a heartbeat detection system, it would have been aware of another person's presence if someone else had been there. Wag. We can therefore conclude that the defendant and the victim were the only ones present.
Then who do you suggest moved the body?
Don't you know it's in the nature of a robot to help people do things? Miss Panko, allow me to ask you a question.
He did that on purpose.
Yep.
My name is Ponko. Say it with me. Ponko.
I believe you said you were cleaning after Dr. Yikes fell down. Did you happen to move something large onto the operating table?
Yes, I did. Athena asked me to.
Athena asked you to? And what did you move, little Ponko? I mean, Taco Bell?
I don't know. Unless something has an ID tag, I can't tell what it is.
Guess you forgot the time Nick wore a pink sweater. Was it him or was it the other judge?
That
was
might have
the
been
judge in that case.
that might have been the Canadian judge.
Yeah, I forget because there is a Canadian judge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, a tag with a barcode on it. We robots scan them to tell what a thing is.
That paper in the lab did mention something about that. Recognizes people by scanning their spacesuit or uniform jacket ID tag, it said.
So it would appear that Miss Panko here can identify what it removed.
My name is Ponko.
But we humans have the power to imagine what it was, do we not? I think Edgeworth is racist against robots.
I think he's racist against people, too. We do? Oh no.
Well, I do, at the very least.
Oh, thank God.
Miss Panko, on the defendant's command, moved the body onto the operating table.
Gah! How is this pizza bagel still so hot? Ponko, did you really move Dr. Yikes' body? This is really important. Isn't there any way you could tell?
I don't know. Without an ID tag, I can't tell.
Give it up, Wright. If the victim's heart was stopped, the robot's detection system would be useless. Furthermore, Dr. Yikes usually wore her white coat while she was working. She kept a jacket with her ID tag on it draped over a chair in the robotics lab, and only wore it for special occasions. In other words, the victim wasn't wearing her ID tag at the time. From the robot's point of view, her body was simply just another object.
Objection!
But Ponko is equipped with a facial recognition system. If she really did move the victim, she would have recognized the body of Dr. Yikes. But she didn't, so that means...
Objection!
A face can easily be covered with a piece of cloth, a mask, or anything else for that matter. With her facial features hidden, the robot wouldn't be able to tell if it was Dr. Yikes.
Nah, he's right. Actually, no, I'm right. He's Edgeworth.
To summarize, Miss Yikes stabbed her mother near the workbench, then, using the robot, she moved the body to the table, where she removed the sword and was stained in blood.
Order. But if that's the case, then I have a question. Why did the defendant move the body to the operating table in the first place?
That is a good question.
Can we call it? I know it's a weird spot, but the girls are acting up.
Okay.
It's been about 2 hours.
Yeah, it has been about 2 hours. You want a reason? Very well. We'll tell you next time.
Dun dun dun.
It has been about 2 hours, so we weren't going to find a better way to stop it, honestly.
No. I mean, we kind of have the next testimony soon.
But, nah,
Yeah.
that's
I don't know
okay.
how- They like to chuckle fuck a lot.
True. All right. Thanks for joining, Al, Cloud, Darkest Mustard. We got a podcast tomorrow.
Podcast.
Wait, we can tell them, right? Like,
I hope so.
okay. Non-puzzles and puzzle games. Or, wait, no.
in the-
Fucking puzzles and non-puzzle games.
Non-puzzles and puzzle games.
You can tell you can tell that I'm kind of out of it right now.
I can't wait for that podcast.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks for joining.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.